I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Hello everyone. Welcome to V Daily News. Picture this, the world is scrolling endlessly, and suddenly, bam, Taehyung's face appears on the screen, hitting the feed with an intensity that makes time seem to stand still. Not on a Times Square billboard or a glitzy concert stage, but from the August 2025 digital cover of Sure magazine. No print, no sound, just visuals. But the impact? Like a measurable cultural explosion. Have you ever seen a photo that makes you want to stop, take a breath, and ask, who is he, really? Taehyung, V of BTS, is back, and this time he's not just stunning. He's redefining what it means to be a face of the times. Is this just a photo shoot? Or the beginning of something bigger? The digital cover of Sure magazine features V in a profound collaboration with visionary photographer Kim Hee-jun. And this isn't just a collaboration between two artists. It's the explosion of two artistic universes. With his tousled blonde hair, intense gaze, and reality-stealing black CELINE outfit, V creates a new world, and invites us inside. The tagline, V embodies Kim Hee-jun's vision for CELINE. Short, but indelible. Behind that sentence, a narrative lurks, about the calm that holds the storm. About idols who don't just perform, but create. Isn't that what separates true icons from fleeting stars? This digital edition was no joke. No physical print run. No conventional distribution. But the effect? It took off online. Thousands, then millions of views. The hashtag VXCELINE dominated global timelines. It was like visual magic that needed no sound, only a spotlight and a piercing silence. Why did this feel so special? Because this was Taehyung in his purest form, not in the spotlight of a stage, but in the spotlight of meaning. He didn't just wear clothes, he lived them. Like a theater actor, he didn't just stand in front of the camera, he became one with the narrative behind the lens. There was something almost spiritual about this photo shoot. Perhaps it was because it was done in the middle of his mandatory military service, when he was supposed to be silent. But it was precisely in that absence that he was most captivatingly present. Is this a coincidence? Or part of a subtle artistic strategy? Kim Hee-jun calls V a magnetic camera. Meaning, it's not just the camera that captures him, it's Taehyung who draws the camera, controls it, whispering stories through gestures and facial lines. Who else could turn fashion into such poetry? In every frame, there's a strange balance between human strength and fragility. His pose, resting his head on his hand, isn't about tenderness, but about conscious vulnerability. He lets us see his emotional cracks, and that only strengthens his aura. A lesson in the courage to show humanity in a harsh world. The CELINE brand isn't just a label. It becomes a medium, a language. On Taehyung's body, CELINE transforms from mere clothing into a statement. Is it a fashion statement? Or a proclamation of identity? You decide. But one thing's for sure, nothing here seems coincidental. V isn't a model, he's a muse, one fashion editor once commented. Muse means not just inspiring, but also fueling creativity. A muse isn't controlled by a brand, it defines a brand. And Taehyung, in this photo shoot, made CELINE a reflection of himself. It's no wonder critics were amazed. They didn't just see the clothes, but the way he transformed light into emotion. Some even called Taehyung the personification of future fashion, elegant, ambiguous, emotional, and highly digital. Who could match that level today? What's even more surprising? This all happened digitally only. No hard copies. No bookstores. But that's precisely where its power lies. This is fashion for the streaming generation. For the social media era. For army and aesthetic connoisseurs who thrive on speed and connectivity. Taehyung's visuals don't just fill screen space. They transcend borders, languages, and algorithms. Reaction content exploded on TikTok, analysis of the photo shoot spread across YouTube, and fan art proliferated on Instagram. This was a collective participation in a cultural moment. A photo shoot that turned into a global celebration. Some fans even called this moment a soul breaker, because amidst the longing for content during his military service, this photo shoot became a bright spot. It's as if he's saying, I may not be physically present, but you can still feel me through art. A quote from a fan went viral, this isn't just Taehyung wearing CELINE. This is CELINE wearing Taehyung's soul. The phrase spread like a mantra. Because behind all these visuals, there's a collective feeling that V is building his legacy, not through words, but through visuals. Does this mean we've officially entered the VXCELINE era? Many believe so. Because this isn't the first time V has captured attention through style. But this time it's different. This time, he's in complete control. He's not just performing, he's creating an aesthetic, creating a narrative, creating a movement. Some observers call this phenomenon the Taehyung effect. It's not just popularity. It's an artistic hypnosis that makes people ask, what does this mean? Why do I keep seeing it again and again? That's the power of an icon. And only a few can hold that title. We might ask, how can someone convey so much through a single photo? But that's because Taehyung isn't just sharing an image. He's sharing a complex emotion. There's intention. There are layers. And in each layer, there's a hidden message waiting to be uncovered by a discerning eye. And when you realize he's co-directed his own poses and expressions, you realize this isn't just a collaboration. This is a collaborative effort. V isn't the subject of the photo, he's the subject, he's the decision maker, he's the spirit behind the scenes. If fashion is a stage, then Taehyung is both the performer and the director, wrote one observer. So it's understandable that ARMYs feel this isn't just a magazine cover. It's a new chapter in the long story of artist Kim Taehyung. An era. A chapter. Like any great work of art, this shoot invites various interpretations. But one thing is certain, V's presence isn't just seen, it's felt. And perhaps that's the definition of timelessness in fashion, timeless, unbound by format. So, are you also mesmerized? Or do you feel like you've just entered a digital art gallery when you see it? Whatever your reaction, you're witnessing history being made. A pivotal point in the evolution of Asian, and global, men's style. So the question is no longer, does this matter? But, what does it mean for all of us? Will this inspire a new generation to be bold, to articulate their personal aesthetic, or even reinvent norms of masculinity that have been frozen for too long? Now, all eyes are on one thing: where will V take us next? If this is the beginning, what's the next chapter? And if a digital cover alone can evoke such global emotion, imagine what he could create when he returns to the real world? ARMY, it's time to talk. How do you feel after seeing this shoot? Do you also see a deeper narrative behind the poses and the lens? Share your thoughts in the comments, share this article, and let the world know V has set a new standard. This isn't just a cover. This is a visual manifesto for an icon of our time. Welcome to the VX CELINE era. And yes, this is just the beginning. And just when you think things have reached their peak, reality proves otherwise. Because every time Taehyung appears, whether on your Instagram feed or behind the scenes of a digital magazine, it's like witnessing a revolution wrapped up in a single frame. It's not loud. It's not patronizing. But it still shakes the boundaries of perceptions about what art is and who gets to define it. V isn't just a posing idol. He's the silent choreographer of a slowly building visual story. He's like a street artist who knows where to leave his mark, not in the crowd, but in the right place, at the right time. In a world starved for exposure, the limited nature of V's presence actually amplifies his impact. Sure, magazines smartly realized this. Instead of opting for the hype of print and bookstore sales, they chose a quieter but more targeted path: digital platforms. In doing so, they not only captured a younger audience but also set a new standard, that fashion and editorial no longer belong to store shelves, but to the online space. So why is this photo shoot so resonant? The answer may not be just the visuals, but because Taehyung represents a post-definition era. He can't be boxed in. Today he's a classic man, tomorrow he's eccentric, the day after that he's a living Baroque painting. And in each version, he remains authentic. Who else can do that without losing his way? Her simultaneous presence, both gentle and powerful, makes her a modern visual myth. She is the archetype of the new idol, not just a singer, not just a model, but a visual writer who knows how to create resonance beyond lyrics and notes. She uses the camera like a musician uses a. And that's why we need to ask, is this just about CELINE, or is it broader than that? Is it just about fashion, or is it really about being yourself in a world where you want to be someone else? In his silence, Taehyung seems to be saying, you don't have to shout to be heard. Ultimately, we arrive at a conclusion that's hard to argue with, that V isn't just present in the digital age. He's creating a new way of existing within it. He's not just responding to market demand, he's determining its direction. He's a living algorithm of what people are seeking today: depth in silence, meaning in aesthetics.
Everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, no, this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it